Hello everybody, Napkin99 here, and welcome back to the Pixelmon Let's Play series. We have a lot of work to do today, but before we start that, I want to show you a few things I caught off camera. I was at the XP grinder for a bit and actually had a Yuxi spawn, so we've got the first out of the 3 Lake Guardians now. We also found a shiny Hoot Hoot and a shiny Hunter in the XP farm. Doesn't look much different, it's basically just different inside color of his mouth. We've also been making some good progress on our eggs here, so both of these Mareep stations have Mareeps with 5 max IVs each, so we have a Destiny Knot, we're just waiting for that 6th IV to max out. And then we'll try to breed for Nature as well on the 6 IV one. If we're lucky we'll get it right off the bat, but ideally we want a Modest Nature. And then over here, we have a Gallade in here that we actually got from our Ditto eggs, and I believe it was that one over there, because I have them breeding with, one has max attack and one has max special attack. So I put the power items on them for both, so those IVs passed on to this Gallade, so that allowed us to get some more max IVs in here, which is really good because pretty much every Ralts we catch wild has super low IVs, and I don't know why. Anyways, our main goal for today is to get some upgrades done both around the base and in our party and elsewhere. So the first thing I want to do is I want to catch a hidden ability Paris and a hidden ability Pancham. Because Paris's hidden ability is Damp, which basically means that the opposing Pokemon can't use self-harming moves such as Explode or Self-Destruct, which will help us catch a certain few legendaries that tend to like to use those right away. And then Pancham, hidden ability is Scrappy, which allows him to hit Ghost type Pokemon with normal and fighting type moves. And why we want this on Pancham specifically is because he can also learn False Swipe, which means we'll be able to get Ghost type Pokemon down to 1 hit. So to help us in our quest, one, we're going to be going to Ultra Space for the 2x hidden ability rate, but we are also going to be making these lures, which is part of the reason we made the berry farm. So I'm just going to make one at the moment, but I'm going to keep stuff to make another one. So a gold lure casing, I crafted as you just saw with 4 gold ingots and 4 crystals, plus a lum berry, a pitaya berry, an apricot berry, and a starf berry will make a strong hidden ability lure, which you can see boosts natural spawn of hidden ability Pokemon by 1.73 times. So we are in Ultra Space here in a roofed forest biome, which is where both Pancham and Paris spawn. I believe Paris spawns in the nighttime and Pancham spawns at dawn or dusk. So one of the first things I want to do here is actually clear out some of these trees so we can see a little easier. And we're going to do that with our Lumberjack Mew and our Breloom, because both of them know Cut, which basically just is an external move used to cut down trees. And basically how it works is it takes into account attack and speed. So attack will determine how big the tree you can cut down is, and speed will determine the cooldown on it. So we actually have our Mew EV trained here, so if you look at the EVs, we have max in speed and attack, and then extra in HP. So our Mew, if we throw him out here and cut down this tree, see it cuts it down, and then in the top right you can see the little cooldown thing going. So it still takes a little bit, but it's not too bad. And as we level them up more, it'll be a little bit quicker with these trees as well. So I'm going to equip this lure. I believe how we do that is we put it over here. There we go. So we click it in there and then it starts that. And I believe it lasts for a certain amount of time. Yeah, you can see the durability going down here. So I may only equip this when it's nighttime and we're actually starting to see some spawns. Yeah, because it's going pretty quick here. So we're going to unequip that for now. And then once we start seeing Paris and Pancham spawns, we will put it back on. Also, a quick note about the cut move. It also gives you 2 times the amount of wood that was actually cut. So it's a really good way of getting wood if you just want to collect it. So in the current version of Pixelmon, the trace ability is actually kind of broken, so we have to start the battle with a different Pokemon and then switch into our Gardevoir here with trace. Otherwise it won't tell us what ability the opposing Pokemon has. So we are back from Ultra Space here. We have gotten quite the haul. We got our hidden ability Paris. It took a very long time, so I haven't gotten my Pancham yet. I may do some searching for that off camera, but this Paris was the main thing I wanted because I'm going to need that for next episode. We also got 2 new legendaries. We got Virizion and Zarude. We also got a duplicate Uxie, Necrozma, Xerneas, and Gubfu. We found a Rotom, which is a pretty rare spawn because I believe he only spawns at midnight in the Root Forest. We got a special texture Nidoran female. I believe it's a Valentian form or something like that. And then we also found 8 shinies. We got our first duplicate ones. We got Zubats here. And this Paris is actually shiny, and we found it much earlier than we found our hidden ability. I forgot we also got a special texture Paris as well. So I've set up 2 breeding stations here for my Paris. This one I'm going to be starting with the hidden ability. These ones I'm going to be breeding for IVs. I also have a max IV breeding with the hidden ability, because I do want to at least get max attack and possibly max defense and speed as well, so that this guy can actually catch some things without dying. So I can't actually get the max breeding speed because Paris is a dual type. As you can see, he's bug and grass. The only block that actually counts for both bug and grass is just grass blocks, and those are only worth 1 point, so that'd be even less than these mushroom blocks, which are worth 3 towards bug. So it'll be kind of the same as our Ralt situation over here. But we do get the second highest breeding speed at least. So the first 2 I'm breeding together here is our max attack Paris with our hidden ability Paris. And the way ability transfer works in Pixelmon, the female, so we got lucky that this is a female with our hidden ability, has an 80% chance of passing the ability on to the offspring. And if it's a hidden ability, it's only a 60% chance. So that's how we're going to get the hidden ability in here. And then our other one, we're going to be breeding max speed with max special attack and special defense. So the next thing I want to do here is make some upgrades to our base. I want to change some of the blocks out and kind of clear up the area here. The first change we made was replacing the stone brick pillars in our base with spruce logs, both to add more color and to help make it match a little bit better to the breeding base nearby so it doesn't stand out quite as much. Next, we replaced the stone bricks on the tunnels with stone brick slabs to give it a more curved shape over top, so it's a little more natural than the flat top that we had before. And then we connected the spruce log supports on it with dark oak slabs on top. And then on the inside, we replaced the torches that we broke with street lamps to make it look a little nicer while keeping the light inside. Moving away from the building itself, we started by removing the cactus and sugarcane farms we had temporarily built by the base, and then we started getting rid of some of the sand to replace with dirt so we could place some trees that might look a little more natural in front of the building. And here's a quick look at what it looks like when we change the coastline. Then all we had left to do was plant some tall oak trees. Our next project was to create a shed to store our berries and stuff for our berry farm. So we went with a pretty simple design here, just a 5x7 little box. We started building up the pillars so we could put the wall inside, put a fence gate for the door, and then we went for oak trapdoors for the wall, which I thought might have been a possibly interesting choice. It gives us some kind of transparency while also keeping a pretty solid surface. Then we put a crafting table inside to make some chests for storage. We built a shelf to put our chests on so they're not just sitting there in the open. I had some trouble coming up with the design for the roof. I wanted to do a slant, but it was kind of tricky figuring out the logistics of it with the trapdoor walls. but we stuck with it and filled in the trapdoors where the wall met the roof. Next to our shed, I thought a well might look good, so I started building one here next to this water. We went for a pretty simple design, just a little 2x2 hole of water, and we went for a little curved top roof here. And then down inside we just textured some blocks in just for a little bit of extra detail in case we ever look down there. Then all we had left to do was to create a path running from our main base to the berry farm. We also planted some tall oak trees along the sides. So for our next project today, we're going to be heading over to the double haunted tower and making an XP farm out of it. So the first step, as with our single boss spawner, is to clear out all the random cobblestone and mossy cobblestone that spawns between the spawners, so we actually have room to make our farm. So once you have your haunted tower mined out all the way down to the block below this bottom spawner here, you're going to want to skip 3 blocks and then make an 11 by 11 platform below this top spawner. Below the second spawner, you'll want to skip 5 blocks and then make a 17 by 17 platform centered on the spawner. And if you also want to include the very bottom spawner for the mischievous and lampants, it's the same thing as this top one, a 17 by 17 platform. You don't necessarily have to go skip 5 blocks. You can slab whatever blocks below so that they don't spawn there and then just create a platform, as long as it's below the spawner. So now that we've got all of our platforms built up on both of these, we're going to build a little ring around here so that the Pokemon can't jump out or move out, depending on how far they get flung when we're moving them with movement plates later. So I'm going to leave an opening right here once these hunters stop battling me. So I'm going to leave an opening here. It's going to be 3 wide, so my Pokemon can just fit through here. It also lines up with this one, so we'll have a drop chute in the middle that'll meet up with that one. So for the ring, we're just going to do glass around like this, and we're going to put slabs on top of that so no other Pokemon can spawn on these blocks here. As for the boss spawners, I'm just leaving this whole site open. I plan to just wash them all this way and drop them down into the lower part here, and then they'll get routed the same way as the rest of the Pokemon. So we'll probably have to put some sort of wall over here. Nothing too crazy, just a couple blocks or so high, just to make sure that these guys don't fly all the way out of the system. So now that we've built the rim around all of these spawning platforms, we are going to start making the path that leads to the middle. So basically we're just going to make a 3 wide path on both sides. And we'll just build these until they meet up in the middle, and then we'll figure out where we're going from there. So we've got these pretty much built together, besides this 5 wide gap, because that is where we're going to be putting our drop pit. So we're going to outline this as a 5 by 5 hole. It's going to be kind of uneven here because we had to put these at different spots because they didn't quite line up for where we're going to be putting our movement plates. And the reason we're making this 5 wide instead of 3 wide like we did our other one is because we're going to be having a lot more Pokemon coming in, both because we have 2 towers here and because this has been optimized so we have spawns coming in a lot quicker. So I've gone ahead and lowered this down another 4 blocks, and then on the fourth block there is a rim around with cobblestone. So down here we have a slab on this block because we're going to put a chest here, and we're going to break it and make a double chest. If we can sneak in here. And then we're going to put a hopper going into that, and we'll direct all of our hoppers into that one chest. So we're not going too crazy with the storage here. We just want a little bit in case we want to collect any of this stuff. And as for the rest of this pit, we're just going to put a door here so we can get out if we drop into it on accident. And then the rest of this we're just going to fill with glass so we can see into here from the side. And back up top here, we're just going to get the rest of this tube made, filled with glass. On this open edge over here, this is where we're going to be standing to actually use the farm. So I'm actually going to put a row of slabs right here, so we can still look in, but we can't fall in. Because the problem I was having with my other one is when my Zacian would get pulled out for battle, he would be so huge that I'd get pushed off to the side, and then I'd keep falling into the pit. So the last thing we need to do now is just place the movement plates to get everything going where they need to. So I usually like to start in the tubes themselves, and then we'll just face whichever way you're looking. So just place them like that, and you don't need them every block, you just need them every other block. Then inside here we're going to make a path going straight towards here, and we're going to go one away from the edge, and we're going to place every other one. So we have a line going like that. And then for the rest of this area, you just want to make sure everything points into these. So on this side, you'll just go like this. And on the rest of this, you'll point this way. And then up top for the boss spawner, we're going to do pretty much the same thing, except we're just going to have them all pointing towards this edge over here, where they can fall off, drop down, and get pushed the same way as the rest of the Pokemon. And it looks like we may actually have to raise the glass up here one block so that it's all 2 blocks tall so they don't end up on the side. And we're going to go ahead and put another movement plate down so they don't get stuck here either. And once those movement plates are in, that's pretty much it. For the rest of this, I just put a healer and a PC for easy access when we're using the farm, and then a little tower of elevators with a nether portal at the bottom to get here. It's actually a pretty short trip in the nether from our base, so pretty convenient for us. While we were working on the XP farm, we actually found an Azelf and a Spectre when we got both of them, so we are one step closer to our time-space altar adventure. So since I'm still waiting on some Paris eggs to hatch, I'm going to do one other thing here. I want to clear out the inside of this ocean monument so we have a better chance of getting Manaphy to spawn. I don't actually have enough base blocks for the beacon to make haste 2. I need to do some more mining at some point. So we're just going to try it with haste 1, but we won't be able to instant mine, I don't think. So let's drop in here, get our beacon placed, and we should be able to do haste here, which will make us a little bit faster, but it won't be haste 2, so. I believe now if we're in here, yeah, we don't get full speed, but we get a bit faster. So I'm going to go ahead and work on clearing this, and I will see you guys in a little bit. I was nearly done working on this, and Manaphy actually spawned, so let's see if we can get this. And we got it, awesome. So, technically we don't even have to finish this now, but we're going to because we're nearly done with it. But if we ever want another Manaphy, we'll have this here to come back and farm for it. And we're all done. I am going to have to go ahead and end the episode here for today. We took a long time in Ultra Space trying to get that Paris, but I need it for next episode. So I will keep working on that between episodes. I need to train it with False Swipe, and I believe it can learn Stun Spore as well. So we can use it to catch some things. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.